Welcome back. It's time now for Media Watch, and I'm joined by James Creedon.
Evening, Annette.
Good evening. Now, we're going to start with a scandal in Spain over a defaced fresco.
That's right. Let's take a look at what Cecilia Jimenez, an 80-something-year-old lady in the town of Borja in Spain, decided to do. She decided to restore a fresco in the local church dating back to the 19th century herself. A little bit too busy for her own good, perhaps. In any case, we don't know exactly when this happened. It was noticed recently, and then the culprit was tracked down. And she gave an interview to TVE, the Spanish channel, who were quizzing her on whether she had permission to do what she did. Let's take a listen to Cecilia Jimenez.
The priest knew it. He did. How could you do something like this without permission? He knew it.
But you did it secretly.
No, of course not. Everybody who entered the church could see me as I was painting, so nothing was done secretly.
Well, Cecilia, I'm not sure we believe you, actually. But anyway, it has become a huge thing on the Spanish web and, by extension, now the international web. Let's take a look online at the before and after shot, which is quite popular at the moment. I'm not sure if we have... Yes, we have it here. The before and after shot. Now, you see here, it did needed some repair work, right? But this is what she did. I mean, it's just so far removed from the original.
I think she's a fan of Modigliani. That's my theory.
Well, I'm not sure about that myself. She's been called, what is it, the worst artist of the century by some of the Spanish media. It looks like a lion, doesn't it, or something like a monkey. In any case, so the antes and después, before and after shot, is doing very well online. The Heraldo de Aragon said it was the work of a pig, which I think is a little unfair. She doesn't, perhaps deserve that. It wasn't very well rendered. And this is what El País have done. They've kind of very conveniently facilitated that before and after shot by allowing you to drag your mouse across it and see the difference. What else do we have? I'll get to that in a sec. You have various comments on Twitter. One user saying that he was gobsmacked for 10 minutes when he saw her work. And
just 10 minutes?
10 minutes. This was on Twitter. Somebody put that on Twitter, imagining what the fresco might look like in 2013 with a little bit of extra handiwork by Cecilia or somebody else. And this then is what's been happening on Reddit, on Facebook, people imagining other renderings. I think that's pretty close to what she did, actually. It does look like a monkey. And do you remember the Mr. Bean movie where Whistler's mother was defaced? Well, that's also being remembered, if I can find...
It was just there. You just had it there.
I had it a second ago. There it is. But in any case, yes, it is a bit similar to that. Erase and rewind.
I don't think the restoration departments at the Louvre or the Vatican will be calling on Celia somehow.
Unlikely.
Now, next up, Prince Harry is in trouble again.
Yep.
This time, photos of him cavorting in the nude in a Las Vegas hotel room. And they've hit the web. But the thing is, he was inside the hotel room. He wasn't somewhere in public view.
That's right. And interestingly, all of the British newspapers have chosen not to publish these photographs. Now, the Daily Mail, for example, which is not known for its restraint in matters of publishing scandalous photos, they have not done so. Now, let's take a look at the article in the Daily Mail dealing with the story. Now, here, granted, he's not fully clothed, but these are not the scandalous photos. These were other photos taken during this trip to Las Vegas where he was partying with, for example, the US swimmer Ryan Lochte and others. In any case, TMZ did publish the photos. I'll just very quickly go up to the top because they are a little bit shocking, and they're easily available online, but none of the British papers did that. And in fact, the Royal Aids warned the British media not to republish the photos, suggesting they'd contact the Press Complaints Commission if they did. The Guardian's Josh Halliday is wondering, is this perhaps the effects of the Leveson inquiry into media ethics that we saw this past year in the UK surrounding the Murdoch-owned media and all of that, and whether or not the British media are actually stepping back a little bit from previous unrestrained practices.
Well, I'm probably betraying my age, but I remember when his father, Prince Charles, got himself into a lot of hot water during a trip to Australia by getting kissed by various beautiful young women.
Right. Well,
so I'm afraid it does run in the family.
This is it. And they actually, in this Guardian article, mention another scandal dating back to 1999 when The Sun published a photo of the Countess of Wessex, Sophie, topless. Now, that's all I could find online, perhaps just as well. And at the time, the editor of The Sun immediately apologised, and there was a complaint to the Press Complaints Commission. But I do think there's certainly an argument to be made that special treatment is being rolled out for the royal family in Britain when it comes to this sort of stuff, because I think they mightn't have held back if it were a member of the public.
I think their knuckles have got wrapped, James.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is she the next Valerie Trierweiler? This is the wife of France's Interior Minister, who's causing a stir with a very frank interview in the French media.
That's right. Now, her name is Anne Gravoin. She is the wife of Manuel Valls, who is the Interior Minister. Here's a photo of them online. Now, today, the Canard Enchaîné newspaper came out. It's a satirical paper, and lots of the media online are picking up on elements of what they came out with, because apparently an advisor at Matignon, the Prime Minister's office, is very unhappy with her. Why? Because she's been giving interview after interview to Le Parisien, to Elle magazine, to Paris Match. And in those interviews, she, for example, said she's a violinist, quite a well-regarded violinist. I think there's a photo of her here in full swing, if you could say, full string. And in any case, she said, well, yes, being a violinist is more glamorous than being, a German teacher from the suburbs of Nantes, which was actually a put-down of the Prime Minister's wife, who is a German teacher. Well, she's actually a French teacher. She got that wrong. In the suburbs of Nantes. So the councillor or the advisor at Matignon was shocked at this indiscretion, and apparently is not very happy at all. She also said that she didn't want to move into the official residence for the Interior Minister because Claude Guéant, the previous guy, had slept in that bed before. And the Canard Enchaîné says that she also tells all and sundry that she helped her husband's career by becoming very pally with Valerie Trierweiler and going on shopping trips with her. And so apparently, she might now be, after Valerie Trierweiler, be the next in the line of fire in the French media for indiscretions. But just one point, she's being very, very careful on her Twitter page. Perhaps she's learned something from Valerie, and she has basically hardly tweeted at all since mid-June.
Having said that, I think media training is probably in store.
Yes, if it hasn't already been meted out.
James Creedon, thank you for that. Annette. And coming up next, it's time for web news, and today Syrian protesters turn to satire, poking fun at the regime.